This is my box full of crazy and unique expensive lures. And over here is a Texas urban pond. Today's fishing mission is simple. Hit it from the bank. We will be selecting one lure from this giant box in an attempt to catch an urban bass. Over the years, I've collected some pretty unique and interesting lures. Some handmade by anglers here in the US and others from overseas. This one in particular is a Japanese lure that is constructed of completely horsehide. We're gonna film this video in the tune of some of my older and past uploads where we basically just take an interesting and cool lure and try to catch some fish on it. I haven't filmed a video like this in quite some time, but you guys seem to enjoy when we experiment with some, some interesting hardware like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Caleb, who's filming right now, pick three lures out of this very box, and we're gonna spin the wheel to see which one I'll be fishing with first. There's really no mission today other than to catch fish. So without further ado, Caleb, pick a couple lures.
Okay, so obviously, this is gonna be in the mix.
Okay.
You're gonna have to take a couple casts with this, I'm sorry. Number two, is this trick shad? No, what is this?
No, that's a buka, I forget the name of it, but it's basically just a jointed shad. That's a handmade lure.
It's like a trick shad that's just been cut up on a fillet table.
Handmade US lure, okay. Oh gosh.
Number three, it's a rattlesnake. So he's gonna throw this. This is actually native to Texas. Rattlesnakes were invented here. With this being the natural forage here, I have pretty good confidence that John can pull it off. So here are the baits. We have the horse. What is this, just leather?
Yeah, it's horse leather.
Horse leather. We have the chopped up trick shad. I'm very confident in this.
Okay, me too.
And then the rattlesnake.
Yeah, not confident in that.
Not confident, but I mean, you never know. These are retention pond fish. These fish have been through it. This might be a little treat, a little Twinkie for them.
Well, shout out to Caleb for picking those three lures. I definitely have my work cut out for me. I'm hoping I land on the buka shad only because I have way more confidence in that than throwing the giant white swim bait. And the snake, I don't know, the snake's nice. It's like a topwater lure. You guys will see most of the lures that I have in this box and how they work in the water themselves. But without further ado, let's put these three lures on the wheel of good fortune and spin to see which one we're fishing with first. Here we go. The wheel is about to be spun. Slithery snake, buka swim bait, and the horse lure. Slithery snake it is. Okay. Well, this is it. This is what we're gonna be fishing with to start the day off. We'll periodically spin the wheel to change things up, but first things first, let's see if we can get a snake eater to crush this lure. All right. Got the snake all rigged up. So I've got these hooks called quads. Rather than 3 points, you've got 4 on each hook. So I'm hoping that if anything even sniffs this snake, it's gonna get pinned. And full transparency, I am bringing a little wacky worm rod too, just in case I do see some fish and need them to eat something other than a snake. But main goal, obviously, to get one on the old anaconda. Let's give it a good luck kiss. First cast. It's pretty heavy. It's definitely not a light lure. Looks good. Looks like an actual snake going across the water. So just for reference, this lure I'm throwing right now is a pretty inexpensive bait. You can buy this lure at just about any major retailer. I think it's like a little bit under $20, and it is essentially a topwater wake bait in the form of a reptile. Are snakes reptile? Basically imitates exactly what it is advertised, and that is a freaking snake on top of the water. I don't know if they're gonna be eating any topwater this late in the day, but if we find an aggressive one, they should at least take a look at it. Looks good in the water, look at that. It's got a little rattle in it too. Looks sick. We've had a lot of rain in Texas this past couple days, and I think it's actually flooded a lot of the places where these snakes live. And we went to a lake the other day and actually saw probably a dozen of live actual snakes swimming on top of the water. So there is definitely a pattern for imitating snakes for bass. I just don't know if these pond bass will be interested. Gotta find out though. Man, that looks pretty good. I've never fished this lure before. I've had it in my arsenal for years, and I just have never bit the bullet and tied it up and actually brought it out in the ponds. my God. Did you see that? Big bass. Huge wake, dude. That was a big bass. I feel like I just threw there. Sitting right there in the shallows. Dang. Just not hungry for a big snaky snack. Oh. Another one right there. They're not interested in it, I don't think. These pond bass are just not aggressive enough to come up for the snake. Another one, another bass right there. Good one. Wow, that was a nice like 3-4 pounder. What the hell am I doing wrong? I swear I just threw over there too. I'm seeing fish right now, but they're just not even engaging the snake. Like they're like in a bit of shock at the moment, it seems like. I don't know, that also looked like a bass. I'll have to come back through here and throw like a little worm just to get some fish under our belt. We're gonna keep going with it though, we're gonna keep trying. Not giving up. Oh, 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 something's following it, something's following it, something's following it. Just saw something right behind it. Oh my gosh, what was that? It stopped. It definitely just had a follower. All right, not giving up on this quite yet. However, I do want to catch a fish, so we're gonna fling around the little fairy one, see if we can't get a bite. I'm seeing a lot of bluegill in here, so maybe these fish are keyed in on bait fish more than they are freaking snakes. I don't know. Gotta try something. Oh, there's one. Oh, we have a fish. We have a fish. It is not the right fish, but it is a first fish of the day. What do we have here, a little green sunfish? My bait is bigger than my first catch. Not a good start, but hey, we're not getting skunked today. That is the mission for any urban pond hopping send. Don't get skunked. Stinky gill going back. Later. Later, Jimmy. Kind of felt weird from the get-go. I assumed it wasn't a bass, but hey, a bite's a bite, we'll take it. Oh, there's one. No! Big one. Oh, no. No, no, no. Oh my God, dude, that thing ran off with it. No. Oh, I have a fat wind knot too. No way, dude. That was like worst case scenario. Dude, that was like a 4 pounder. That was big for a pond. This pond is so shallow, it's hard to like fish anything other than like a topwater or like a weightless worm. That was one of the ones I saw earlier when I was throwing the snake, and I got him on the Guggen Lunker log. I don't know how I didn't connect. Like he was hooked for a second, then came off. Oh, here we go. Got him. Got him. Oh, it's a good one. Got him. There we go. Nice, finally, a fish. A certified fish. Whew. It's crazy to think that bass can live in these tiny, shallow dirt mud holes. This guy's stuck pretty good, so we're gonna unhook him real quick and get him back in the water. First fish, hopefully one of many more. DFW pond hopping. Back she goes. Later, little dude. Urban fishing is definitely not peaceful. You've got cars to my left, and you've got a dude hitting the leaf blower. Or if you're watching SpongeBob, it's the reef blower. Pretty cool. Took us a long time to get that bite, but I think it was worth it. Let's head to a different spot and see if we can get a snake eater commit. New spot, who dis? We are at location number 2. Still an urban pond. This is actually more of like a suburban pond. I've never fished here as well. The goal for today is not only to catch fish on some big, crazy lures, but also to try some new stuff. I get hung up fishing the same ponds over and over again, which is good because I know what to expect, but I want to be surprised. We still have the slither little snake tied on, but I want to incorporate another giant lure. Luckily, Mila, my daughter, let me borrow her Spider-Man/Frozen tackle box. I'm gonna see what she's got in here. See if there's anything we can use. There's crappie nibbles. I don't think we need that. Some lead-free weights. And she's got a DRT Clash in here. I don't know, maybe we'll try this. I don't know what she's doing throwing this, but anyway, shout out to Milo for letting me borrow baits. This right here is actually a really popular lure. It swept the nation for swim bait anglers. This is a DRT Clash 9 Low. It's a Japanese swim bait, but a lot of US anglers use this giant glide to get bites. For whatever reason, this glide bait is very effective. A little bit more effective than some, in a sense that it'll get smaller bites, but also big bites, whereas some glide baits will specifically just get those giant eats. So we're gonna tie this on along with the snake, just so we have something else to incorporate at this new pond. This is like a chain of ponds, kind of a nice little river system, creek system flowing in, connecting each little section of water to the next. So maybe we can find some current, some fired up bass. We do have one fish on our belt, but it was caught on a worm. That's lame. We want to get one on the big baits. Let's see what happens. Should have been. There's a fish right there. Oh, there we go. On the big swim bait. Oh my gosh, that was so sick. Oh, that was so sick, dude. The dogs are blowing our cover right now. This always happens. We did it. We caught ourselves a DFW pond bass on a giant lure. Not only a giant lure, but a giant lure that was made in Japan. Look at the size. I mean, this is a decent bass, but look at the size of this bait compared to the bass. Whew. Nice 2-pounder, my second cast in this little clear water pond, and we did it. Beautiful fish, too, fat and healthy. Let's get it right back in the water. That was so sick. Ready? Back she goes. Quick catch, photo, and release. There's just something so awesome about leaving the boat behind, hitting it from the bank, and doing a bit of swim baiting at a pressured pond. Kind of a cool scenario right now. We've had a ton of rain in North Texas, and these ponds right now are experiencing an influx of water. So the water is rising, but you've got areas like this that are flowing, and a lot of times bass will sit head on in that current because you've got basically a conveyor belt of bait. You've got little tiny shad, bluegill that are coming over that lip, that little waterfall, and they're going right into the current, and the fish are sitting there right in the head on the current, boom, they crush it. So that bass presumably thought it was a nice easy snack that came down from that flowing water, and he crushed it. Whew. So cool. Always fish after a rain. Post-storm front isn't always the best time to fish, but if you can find moving water like this, chances are you'll find aggressive bass. That was a 2-pounder that ate a freaking 2-ounce plus lure. So cool. Not on the snake, but it was on one of the big lures out of the box, which is a good feeling. He didn't even follow it. Oh, I got another one on me. Another bass on me. Oh, another one. He's much smaller than the first one, but he's interested. The cool thing about the big swim bait too is, while it may intimidate a lot of anglers, especially bank anglers, it is such a useful tool to draw fish out. Like if you've got bass in the area and they're not eating anything else, one great way to get them to commit is just throw something giant. I know it may seem counterintuitive. They're not eating a little lure, why would they eat a giant lure? But there's something about a big glide bait that just drives bass nuts. They are hardwired to kill. And oftentimes I genuinely think they're attacking this bait probably to eat, but also just out of curiosity. They see this giant hunk of plastic going back and forth, and it's very tantalizing. It almost puts them in a trance. And you know, it's just such a great way to draw fish out of their areas or where they're hiding. Good fish, but I think there's more. I definitely think there's bigger ones in here. Oh, got him. Oh my God, giant. Oh my God, that was a big one. Oh my God, that was such a big fish. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, that was a giant fish. Oh my God, look at the bass busting over there. Dude, I just had like a 5-pounder. I legitimately just had a 5-pounder, oh my gosh. I didn't even feel him, I just watched him like eat it head first. Holy moly, that was a big one. It was such a subtle bite though. My God, dang it. Oh my gosh, that was a big one. I thought I saw something following it like head first, and I just see this huge flash. Damn, that sucks. I wish y'all had seen that fish. That was a unit. Oh my gosh, I got him. That was so sick, dude. He just absolutely annihilated that swim bait. That was so dirty. A little bit smaller than the last one, but we'll take it. Oh my gosh. Oh dude, that was so cool. Just one hook, barely in him. Barely, like skin hooked him. Nice bass. This is the time of year too, like in Texas ponds where they are keying on big baits. Granted, there's obviously nothing in this pond that these fish eat that resembles the bait that I'm throwing, but it's just so big and obnoxious, they can't help themselves. Dude, absolutely annihilated it. That was such a sick eat. Whew. Hey, they're about the size of my bait, but they're still fun. Let's freaking go. Whew. Later, Largy. Thanks for eating. Went back to the car and made a couple adjustments. I think the main forage in this pond right here is bluegill. I'm not seeing any shad or crappie or anything like that, so I switched to a big bluegill swim bait. It's not a glide bait, it's got a very different action. With this bait, it's just a straight retrieve, so kind of like reel it in, twitch it a little, pause it, whereas the other lure I was throwing earlier is like a half turn of the reel, like a quarter turn of the reel, and it kind of goes side to side. So got the big bluegill swim bait to match the hatch, and then also got a little Guggen Baits nuke punch. If you guys want to pick up any Guggen Baits right now, they're on sale. Use my code JohnB, 10% off. But yeah, let's keep going. Always looking at it. Good one. Big one. Big one. He just ate it. Got him. No, he came off. That was a giant. No, that was a giant. That was like a 3-4 pounder. It was a pond giant, I should say. Holy moly, dude. He ate it on sight. On the old nuke punch, he might come back. Oh my gosh, dude. She's back. Got her. Oh, it's not as big as I thought, but it's a nice one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's a nice fish. Whew. Let's give her a quick rinse. Oh my gosh. I guess they're still bedding here in North Texas. It's been so hot, I thought they'd be all post-spawn, but maybe in these ponds, they had a delayed spawn. Wasn't quite as big as I thought, but that fish came back and ate it. Just had a big head on. I was super certain it was like a 4-pounder. Still a nice fish, probably close to 3, on a freaking bed. I thought they were all done spawning. Caught him on the old Guggen Baits nuke punch. Quick shot, and we're gonna send her right back where she's spawning. Beautiful fish. Really healthy. Its bed's right there. We're just gonna send her right back. Whew. What a unit. Big head on her. Man, I thought for sure they'd be all done doing the dirty in the shallows, but point in case, they are not. I didn't anticipate doing any bed fishing today, but if I see a big one, we're definitely gonna lock down and throw the old nuke punch. This is what I caught that fish on. This has been one of my favorite spawn, pre-spawn baits this year. It's just a tiny little nuke punch, and the color that I like to throw is an Okeechobee craw. You got a little natural on the back, on the front side, you got the Chobe, that sapphire blue with blue flake. This is an awesome pitch and flipping color for any sort of water clarity, whether it be kind of dirty, clean, or just straight mud. If you guys want to pick any of these up, use my code JohnB, save 10% off at checkouts. It's not a giant lure, but hey, you gotta have fun sometimes with the little stuff. I love you, nuke punch. Thank you. Well, wieners, we accomplished what we set out to do, and that is to conquer some DFW ponds using some crazy big swim baits. We barely scratched the surface though. We didn't use even a 1/10 of what is in here in my collection. I've got plenty more lures back at the crib too. Drop a comment. Let us know if we should do this video again. I kind of want to get back to my roots and film the videos that I think you guys came to this channel for, and that is exploring some honey holes like this and experimenting with giant lures, odd lures like, you know, the snake, and of course the horse leather lure that is also connected to a bunch of other ones. But you get the gist. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Drop a comment, let me know. Your guys' feedback matters. And this is why I make the videos. Like, I make the videos not because I necessarily want to walk all around a pond and sweat my wiener off. I enjoy it, but I'm doing it for you guys because I want you guys to be entertained and have fun, and hopefully learn a couple things that you can apply to your home ponds and lakes and rivers and streams that you have at your house and in your territory. But anyway, I'm peacing out, signing out. Thank you guys so much for watching yet another episode. Catch you on the next one. And as always, folks, keep fishing, never stop.